I really like golden era photography. I'm not really big into harsh light. I like to have things a little bit flatter to begin with. A lot of that extra sauce can be sprinkled on in post.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to F22, where we bring all things photography into focus. This show's brought to you by Visco, and today I am in beautiful LA with Kris Kuganathan, a local Southern California photographer. He shoots landscapes, cityscapes, as well as events, concerts, and also portraiture. So we're going to be doing some portraits here in this beautiful view, beautiful evening, and then we're going to shoot some cityscapes with some like kind of long exposure night trails later this evening. So got a fun episode planned, and we're going to get right into it. We start by just having you tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you are, the kind of work that you do.
What's up? My name is Kris Kuganathan. I am a Southern California-based photographer. I started out doing a lot of cityscape, landscape style photography through the community. Started to get jobs kind of thrown at me randomly, and then next thing you know, I was shooting a lot of EDM shows, rap shows for talent agencies, PR agencies, publications. I've worked with Deadmau5, Shoreline Mafia, Millennium, A$AP Ferg, etc. And I also, with my fiance, shoot portraits for couples and families and things of that nature.
So how would you describe your work?
I'm a big fan of punchy colors, deep blacks, crushed shadows. I typically like to shoot when the sun's a little bit more diffused or a little bit closer to the horizon.
This is still too high. You would kind of want the sun to be a little lower.
Probably want it to be a little bit lower. A lot of those harsh shadows on those buildings, you start getting less crushed blacks and then less like really blown out highlights and whites. Typically things start to mellow out. If I do want to pull up those blacks, I could certainly do that in post, and the same thing goes for the whites as well. The light is getting to that perfect point right now. We're about 20 minutes to sunset, so we're gonna snap maybe like 5 to 10 minutes of some portraits of Nick, and then we're gonna move over to that apartment building right over there. But right now, Nick, I'm gonna need you. Let's get you down in the middle of the street. I really wish that red car wasn't there, but that's what post-processing's for. So we did some wider shots of Nick when we were in the alleyway. So now, just to complete a set, I'll want to show off the city, and then I'll also want to go ahead and show off him. So I'm talking about the details, his shoes, his pants, his clothing, etc. So I put the 70 to 180 on. I'm going to be punching into him primarily. The city's going to be in the background. We're going to pull it down to like 2.8, so we'll get that buttery smoothness in the background. But yeah, let's get to it.
Yeah, one thing I think is really interesting here is that you're focused not just on like a one shot, but sort of a set of like telling a story with a wide shot, an establishing shot, the details. Like it's not just the one thing. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, I really want to tell the full story of the area, the neighborhood, him as a person, especially now with social media. I mean, you know, people don't just scroll up and down, they scroll sideways as well. Yeah. So there's so many different ways to tell a story these days. I swear, most people forget that you could still shoot a landscape orientation photo. And you can just see like how much you can fill up the frame. Nick, come back up to me. Just make your way up to me. So I'm gonna need you to go up on that.
Railway?
Yeah, see where the stairs are?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to go up there and then meet me up there. I'm gonna be up here. There's like a little landing where I can see you.
Oh,
and I can see the city in the background.
For sure.
I'll meet you, but I'll be around this way. So just try not to get kicked out for 5 minutes.
Okay.
So we're gonna go up here. There's a cool little spot that'll give us a view of him, like an apartment building, and the city in the background. We're about 10 minutes to sunset, so the sky's gonna light up. Timing is really key. I mean, we've been here for quite a while, but the gold of what we're gonna get is gonna be right here. saw this photo maybe a week ago, and I got it. It was pretty, it was cool, but I needed somebody right there. I felt like it was missing something.
Yeah.
You know? Really want to tell a story about LA. They won the World Series recently. Dodgers seem like a good fit. Let's have you lean over the rail, and then maybe look over to the side. This guy's really helping us out right now.
This is a tough exposure situation because of the dynamic range. What's your approach to that?
Exposed for the highlights, you can always lift the shadows. The shadows are always recoverable, especially now. I mean, there's a lot of really cool tools. If you really have to, I don't think it's necessary, but even like AI denoise, you can really fix your shadows. Those highlights, once they're blown out, they're gone.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And then are you going for like a blurry city in the background? Or are you trying to get everything sharp? What's the approach?
You know, I'm staying around 5.6.
Okay.
I want to keep everything relatively sharp, but I don't want to drive it all the way up to 8 or 9 where I start to lose Nick in the shadows.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5.6 is probably where I'm going to stick
about
to
35, 40 or so.
And then shooting Sony, I'm pretty confident I can go down to even like -2 and be able to fully pick it back up. Bumping my ISO just a little bit because I'm losing them in the shadows, but that's okay. ISO's still only around 320, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hold that. Yeah, I love that. This is the hero comp. This is good. In Sony we trust, I think we got it, but just in case, we're gonna drop our exposure just to make sure we get our sky. I'm actually really stoked about this one. And then one thing too that we were kind of talking about earlier was community. Like I just envisioned him standing behind the rail. That's all I had, but that just...
yeah, that was his idea, right?
That was him, yeah. Pro tip, always know your camera's dual native ISO.
Yeah, so like the base ISO, I'm assuming, is like 100.
Yep.
And then at some point on the way up, there's a point where the dual gain kicks in.
Yep.
And so you're saying 800 is that point here on the, is it the A7R?
A7 IV.
Yeah.
Yep.
So shooting at 800 will actually be less noise than shooting at 700.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So typically I'll go to like 200-300 and then I'll jump all the way to 8. And then it'll save me some shutter speed. Yeah, I like that. So we're cutting out his eyes a little bit, but we've got the Dodgers in focus. We got the city in the background. Oh yeah, look at the city. Oh yeah, that's cool.
Oh yeah, this is great with the leading line of the street, kind of going from like his eye point all the way down into the city.
It starts with him, right, and it ends with the city. Pretty cool sunset. One thing, pro tip to all photographers, if you're shooting sunset, sunrise, take a second, put the camera down, and just look at it, because I feel like a lot of times people just forget to soak it all in. We're so quick to take the photo for other people, but you're actually here, so just look at it for a second.
Maybe you could just talk me through a few of your favorite photos.
I love scenes. There's a sense of like documentation that kind of goes into that kind of photography. And one thing that really comes to mind is the Hollywood sign in California. It's warm, you've got palm trees, it's sunny. But a couple years ago, I think it was 2023, winter, California was hit with like 3 atmospheric rivers in a row. It was like the coldest winter on record. And there's one shot that everybody in LA always gets every single winter. For maybe about a week, you'll get the Los Angeles mountains behind the city, frosted in snow. I was in Orange County on my day job, and I noticed it started hailing on the window. And at that point, I knew, I was like, I knew the day was gonna come, and then I just shot an email to my boss. I'm like, hey, I gotta go get this photo. Again, it's like an annual photo, everybody gets it, it's not that rare. And as I was driving down, I was like, this is kind of a sketchy drive. It was hailing all over the freeway, it was raining, a couple people had pulled over. But I finally get to the spot where you get a nice telephoto shot of Los Angeles, and I get there and my heart sunk. There's a ton of photographers there. And you look at the city and it was completely covered in a cloud. A blizzard was just covering the mountains. You couldn't see anything. I was kind of like, oh, I lost maybe an hour, driving out there. But then I looked to my left and the Hollywood sign was clear as day. And behind it, at much lower elevation, that part of the mountain was completely frosted in snow. It always sticks with me because I don't think a lot of people have this photograph. It shows the power of a telephoto lens as well, because these 3 different hills are probably 5 to 10 miles away from each other, but you're able to compress it. So you got the Hollywood sign frosted with snow in the background.
And what lens is how long is that? It looks really long.
It was probably 400 millimeters.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I didn't have the 600 at the time, but 400 did it. And the clouds lit up too, and they weren't too low, they weren't too high. It was kind of perfect. And I always look back at that one because it's not just me, the conditions were perfect. Hey, all right, so we are down in downtown Los Angeles. We've got City Hall right behind you. We're just gonna look for natural frames. In nature, you're typically looking at trees, or looking at holes in the rocks, etc. Out here, one big thing that I like to do is frame things using the bicycle rings. I really love this tripod. It gives you the ability to get as low to the ground as possible. And I always say, if you wanna get low angles and stuff, you're gonna get a little bit dirty. So just be willing to sit on the ground, take a shower when you get home. So on shots like this, I spend a lot of time just getting the frame right. Because once you have your frame right, now you're just clicking away, timing cars. There's an added complexity because I have a 14 millimeter on this, so it starts to bow on the ends. You fix that stuff in post, but it's not very fun.
This is a wider lens, yeah?
This is a 14 millimeter.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's a 24.
So that's all the way in.
That's all the way into 24. Pull out to about 14. And it's a little tricky because we're on a hill. It's bowing a little bit, but you want to make sure your horizon's as straight as possible.
Right.
This is one of those ones that's so tricky to find where straight is.
Yes.
Because you've got all these diagonal lines everywhere.
Yeah.
What's your point of reference?
Yeah. So a quick little test shot. I always use my 2-second timer. You don't want to introduce any sort of shake.
Is this a few seconds?
This is, what do I have this on? 1/3.
Okay.
So you're starting to get things sharp. And then you get a little bit of streaks in the bus. But what I like, and what we're gonna wait for, is maybe just one clean vehicle.
Okay.
Now we wait for a bus.
Sometimes this kind of photography feels like fishing or hunting or something. It's same sort of thrill of waiting,
Yeah.
and then catching it
For that moment.
right when it finally goes by.
Yep. You're waiting for the perfect combo of things, right? It's the green light, the one that's going straight, and then the one that's closest to you with not a lot of cars.
What's the longest you've ever waited for a shot like this?
Hours.
Dang.
But
Have you ever waited and it just never happened?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Here we go. Oh, that's pretty cool. You got the beginning of the trail, you got the end of the trail. Let's try one more and then we'll switch up our composition. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think we got it. That's the one. Gorgeous. Pretty cool. All right. there is one last composition that I want to get. So I haven't been up there in a few years, but there's a water feature up there where you can get a really cool reflection of City Hall. So we're gonna come up here. We don't have all the time in the world here. Line them up. Whenever you're at a spot like this, get the first shot you possibly can. Play around with the f-stop, drive it up to f16. It's gonna be a 6-second photo, but hopefully all these stars will start to burst. All the light bursts.
Yeah, the higher the aperture.
The sharper the stars are. One thing I am noticing is a lot of light bleed. Like up here. That's clean. I think we got it. There it is. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, thank you so much, Kris. It's been amazing to watch you work. We've taken some wonderful photos, just so interesting and inspiring to see your process. So thank you for your time. Thank you all for watching. And how can people see more of your work if they want to see more of the amazing stuff that you do?
If you want to see more, just check me out on VSCO. It's at Kris Kuganathan. Yeah, I appreciate you hanging out with me this evening. I had a great time. Shout out to all of you guys for hanging out with us.
Thank you, Kris, for your time. And thank you all for watching. And we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, guys.